Yes. Once again, welcome. Hit subscribe button, like, and notification bell. This is just truly Michael Kimathi of Vivon MK, representing Impact Masters Podcast in collaboration with Africa's Talking Podcasts, coming live to you this beautiful day, the day of the Lord. As we bring you tech movers and shakers, today we are covering Africa Tech Next Ecosystem, talking about rockets, rocket science. We have a rocket scientist in the house. Guys, do you know about Jamaica? Today we're going to talk about that. We have two musketeers in the house. All of them from Jamaica. One of them is a host and the other one is our guests. But they're all fun to be around, doing amazing stuff. But nevertheless, we're covering tech movers and shakers across Africa, highlighting their stories and telling their stories the way they're supposed to be, raw. So beyond tech ecosystem, we are looking on two ladies actually. Of course, one is a host. I don't know when she should be the guest actually. Thinking of it, she should be the guest at some point. It's a beautiful day of the Lord here in Nairobi City, country known as Kenya. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying our content so far, please comment, subscribe, show some love. It's all about Africans. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Junn Hope, our guest today, and Sylvia. Sylvia, please talk about yourself a bit before we go to Junn.
All right. Hello. My name is Sylvia Jebet, and I'm part of the Africa's Talking team in the developer relations. And I am glad to be here, glad to be speaking to Junn today to hear more about what she's done and just hear more about her journey in the ecosystem so far.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. I appreciate. My name is Junn, as you have heard. I'm a student at JKUAT pursuing Telecommunication Engineering in my final year. That's just like the basics of who I am. And I also build rockets for fun.
Hey. Fun. Guys, did you hear that? For fun? Who does that? in which continent? By the way, on a serious note, this is really amazing, if not fascinating, because if we are doing that for fun in Africa, I'm so hopeful where we are. But before we go to rockets, because it's kind of exciting and as well challenging for those who have not. Where did all this start, Junn? Like, where did Junn start?
Where did Junn start?
Yeah, take us all the way back.
All right. Let's see where paths have crossed. Mm-hmm. So, I think my interest in engineering as a start started back when I was, 8 years old. Mm-hmm.
Class 2 or grade 2? Are you CPC, kindergarten, group of schools?
Wow.
Grade,
Class 2 or thereabout. So I remember one time there was like a TV failure at home. And Junn Hope decides, what a time to open this television set.
At 8 years?
At 8 years, I have no idea how to open a television set.
Yeah.
I have no idea how screwdrivers work. So I take a knife because that's the best alternative. We don't even have screwdrivers in the house in the first place.
Yeah.
So I try open it up. I end up breaking the casing. Remember the CRT TVs used to have like very heavy plastic casing. So I ended up breaking the plastic casing.
So CRT are the TVs with a big stomach.
Yes, with the stomach.
Just for those who are like CRT,
CRT, the ones with the big behind. So I ended up breaking it. I ended up being beaten. So I think, yes, proper whooping. But I think that was just like the beginning of it. Fast forward to now class 8.
No. Don't move that fast. So Where are you
Alright,
born?
alright.
June? Where
Sorry,
are you
sorry.
born? Where are you born?
Where was
Where are
I
you running?
born? Where am I running? Where was I born? I was born in Thika.
Thika?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Born and bred.
Thika.
Yes.
Thika town or Thika's environments?
Thika town for majority of the time, but now we live around the environs, but I'm a Thika baby.
Oh. Okay.
Mananasi town.
Oh, Makongeni, which place exactly?
Landless, just past Landless. For those people who know, along Garissa Highway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was it growing in Thika? Like how is it in that landless place?
Do I really have a reference? I think when you ask someone that, this is really like a reference that we can like compare to. So it was.
Oh, you have. Yeah, I totally hear you. So you have been born in Thika, grew in Thika, went to school in Thika, but at some point you were in Limuru, right?
Yes, for high school.
Yeah.
For high school, I was in Limuru, very cold place, but amazing school nonetheless. So yeah, I think that's basically been my upbringing. I've been within the Nairobi environs or Kiambu for majority of my life, because now being in university at JKUAT and almost like some navigating. Yeah.
So you are saying you did all your primary school in Thika, right?
Yes.
So how was that like? Were you a troublesome kid after breaking CRT? In school, were you beating other kids trying to open their mandula?
Can I say I was a violent child? Not really. Not particularly. Not particularly.
But neither were you good.
I don't think I can say I'm a calm person or if you bring war, I never start war. I never start war. But if you bring it, I will finish it.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Okay, that's a nice way, diplomatic way of like
Yes,
saying.
a very diplomatic way of looking at it.
Have you ever gotten trouble in primary school? I mean, in trouble?
No, not that I can. No. But one time I almost did, but I did not. So, see, here I am.
So you were just
Civilized
mischievous-
person of there.
Mischievous at home, just breaking things at home, but in school you're calm. Yeah, you're two-sided.
Actually, there are actually very many people who actually would think that I'm a very calm person, very collected, very. Until you like meet me, and then you see I'm always tinkering things and I'm always trying to break things and just open things. Just
But it's out of
for the fun.
curiosity.
Yeah, just curiosity. If something, unfortunately, something is new and I don't know how it works and I can't Google it.
But when you broke you broke the TV, were you really clear that I want to be an engineer, or even you didn't know what that leads to?
I didn't actually know. I didn't even think of it, if anything. I always wanted to be a lawyer. Actually, people who knew me from high school going back always knew I wanted to do law. So I didn't really think about the implication of how the small things I was doing was building up to now where I am right now. Until after high school, that's when I was like, I might be good at breaking stuff. I could make money or make a career out of breaking stuff and tinkering around with things. But it had not really come to me that it's something that...
Why law?
I have an aunt who's a lawyer.
Oh, your aunt?
Yeah, I have an aunt who's a lawyer, and she was very flamboyant, very...
okay.
So I was just like, I wanted to be like Auntie Son. So just for that, just for that. And then the 2017 elections happened. And I remember Orengo. Is it Orengo?
Yes.
Came out with this. It was like a 600-page thing full of evidence. And I'm like, I'm the one who's going to be doing that. No, count me out. Count me out. Count me out, yeah.
So that's when you gave up on law?
I actually don't think I gave up per se. But I think towards finishing high school is when like reality started kicking in that law might be something I've wanted to do for such a long time, but not intrinsically what I want to do, but because of factors around me that have encouraged me to do law.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and I was very grateful for my mom and my family. They gave me the support to tinker around, to figure out things. There was no, you should do this. It was just, you want to do music, it's fine. Go do it if you want it. So I think that also gave me the room to find my way.
Yeah. And Junn, by the way, of course, for engineers, mathematics is like the core. How was mathematics, growing up especially in primary school? In primary, it's not that difficult, it's
Yeah.
not that much, but of course, you have to have some sense of liking and loving it and fascinated at the same time to be able to be interested beyond 1 + 1 or minus subtracting and adding kind of
True.
calculations. So, how was that journey for you to really love mathematics?
I think, if I'm being honest, I have been lucky, if I can say it that way. Math was not that hard for me, at least in primary school.
You have to be clear about primary school.
I have said primary school. So I don't think it actually took much for me. If anything, I genuinely don't think I put in a lot of effort in primary school.
Were you playful or were you doing other things? Like drama?
I was in music festival at one point for, I think, a semester or something of the sort.
In primary school?
Yeah.
Primary school, they have semesters. Which
Like
primary?
a term.
Oh, a term. Okay.
Oh, God.
I was like, which primary school?
He's looking at me and I'm like wondering, what have I said wrong?
Nowadays, I'm not. Nowadays with the CBC, I'm not so sure. And homeschooling, so
true.
I'm not so sure what. And actually, the other day, there's a day I gave a joke about the Ocampo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ocampo.
Ocampo 6.
Yeah, like
Ocampo the person.
yeah, this was the joke. So it was in a hackathon, and I was like, umeponea. Those who understand Kiswahili. So there was this team which was late to present, and everyone wanted them to present for some reason. So I said, umeponea basha ya Ocampo. And there was this silence. No one got the joke. And I realized, by the way, I'm dealing with people who maybe are born 2097. And maybe by the time Ocampo was happening, they were too young to really be in the know.
Let me ask,
Yeah.
did the people get the joke or was the joke not funny?
Good question. But I think
She was there anyway, so
I think people had the joke, and it's true. Majority of the demographic was a younger one, and we were quite young when. But we remember, we have an idea. We had
no, I mean, like with that joke, you have to know really when you're in that Ocampo 6, like your name was mentioned. It was not a
big
joke, because that means you go to ICC and all that. So of course, that's why now I cannot assume anything that someone says. If someone says semester, I have to be clear. Maybe nowadays people learn in semester. I know there are schools that actually primary school that people go like per semester. And when there is summer holiday, they go for summer holiday, like the international curriculum.
True.
So I can't actually assume.
For sure.
You say semester by mistake. I have to be sure. And of course, here we keep it raw. So feel free to explain where I need to be. Yeah.
By semester, I think it's because I'm currently in the semester program.
Totally
So I think it's
understood,
just like,
So sciences was good, or you didn't also struggle? It's like, you guys can bring some headaches,
I think it's important to note, I really struggled with science particularly.
Yeah.
And afterwards in high school, biology. I
You didn't understand biology.
remember, it was, I think, in Form 1.
But you're taking us so fast, June. I want us to
sorry.
go
So in primary school,
chronologically.
I'm sorry, in primary school, sciences were not so bad, but there were some aspects that were not so interesting to me. So things like plants, the human body, it was like, wasting my time. I didn't like it. I really didn't like, there's just like some sections. So the sections I didn't like, there are others that I really loved. The physics aspect of it. Making work easier. I'm like, yes, please, make use of me. I need to make work easier.
You need to go to the lab.
Yeah.
Were you remaining in the lab, especially in high school after physics lab session? No?
Lab sessions. That's a tricky one because we had compulsory lab sessions in Form 4 for all of us. So there was really no alternative to not go to the lab. I think I was a physics baby. I think I was a physics cat. It was like a teacher's pet.
Oh, yeah?
At some point.
You really got it like end to end.
Please, I think I'm making it a little bit too simplistic. I'm making it seem like I had it easy. I did not, especially the first 2 years of high school. But sciences were not that tough, especially that I dropped biology.
Oh, okay. So let me go a bit deep. So you are in primary school. That's still in Thika, right?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Thika Primers.
And for you is just, having fun. So did you have fun with your KCP? You know what I'm asking.
I did not have fun with my KCP.
But you passed.
Yes.
Really well.
I went to a good school, so yeah.
It's telling.
It wasn't bad. Yeah.
It was really good. Not bad. It was good.
It was good.
You don't want to say, right?
I want to seem humble to the people at home, to the people watching.
It doesn't break a bone to tell a girl who is in the same school that you're in. You said it's
Thika Primers.
Thika Primary. That it's possible to get these kind of marks.
Yeah.
Because I don't love exams. I don't like that people are judged based on just exams.
Oh, yeah.
One exam.
True. But also, it is what it is. So,
True.
So if you don't get certain marks,
Absolutely.
it tells something about the next level, right?
Yeah.
So when we do this podcast, we like to keep it really real.
Yeah.
That okay, I got this, and that's what took me to this.
Yeah.
So that if I'm in Thika Primary, I know for sure, for me to become a rocket scientist, it has to start really early.
From really early.
Not only loving things and breaking things, but also translate to like if I'm tested about things,
Yeah.
I'm able to prove that I understand these things.
Yeah,
Yes.
makes sense.
I think that's the approach.
All right.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, it might encourage someone.
Okay. I got 125.
And that's what you're saying, eh?
Hey, not bad.
It was not bad.
That's Alliance Max.
No, it was not actually.
Where
It
you
was
went
not.
to is the same as Alliance. So, thank you for sharing. So, when you got this, were you expecting it, or did the track record show that, hey, this is it? Like, it's going to happen.
I was actually disappointed. I knew I'd get that reaction. I wanted greater marks.
Like 499.
No, I was not that ambitious, but just I knew the cutoff point because I really wanted to go to Alliance. And I knew what Alliance cutoff point was, and I fell short of it by I think a mark.
Oh, so 430 and above is what?
It was 427 at the time, I think.
But you got
from the previous year.
25.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was disappointing. I was just like, I can't actually.
So Alliance was like your goal.
It was. It was.
Yeah. So we went to. What's the name of the school?
Loreto
Limuru. How was that day one? Like wewe pale and you are,
all the new things, new box, new uniform.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if girls used to call their new shirts maziwa, but when we went to our school, our shirts were referred as maziwa.
Wow,
do you know why? Because they're too white.
Are they still
And you lose them the first week. So like when from 2, from 3, they look at, they do.
Yeah.
What do they call it? There's a term they use nowadays when you say nisisi tuko. When you open the camera clothes, the mtumba clothes, right? The new bail has arrived. So monos, which we used to be called, I don't know if you guys had that. And I've realized over time I should not assume this thing because I realized when there are places people don't even know what monolization is. Whereas where I went to school, I was like, that was like rite of passage. And then, of course, new bail has arrived first week.
Yeah.
You lose all your new stuff,
Yeah.
especially shirts and pullovers. And there are people actually who come and say, you know what, there's a funky happening. You guys used to go to funky.
Yeah.
There's a funky happening somewhere. Can I borrow your shirt? We look the same size. And then when you go to ask for the shirt back, you might even get a beating or something. It's like that never happens.
Never seen you.
So it's like silent.
brutal.
And when I look at the world out here nowadays, I realize also these people are in the society. They steal from you right
Yeah.
on your eyes and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know why I've gone that deep, but ideally, when I think about it, some of the things that actually happen in the society, they do not start from when people graduate or when people finish
for sure.
school.
Yeah.
It's something that actually has a pattern over time. So, day one,
How was it?
you're in Loreto, Limuru.
day one, I'm in my bright red skirt, bright red sweater, because you could literally see us from afar.
Yeah.
I remember I got disappointed.
Yeah.
What happened? We went to Limuru High School first. We passed by Limuru High School first. Limuru Girls, rather. Then we went to Loreto.
So there's Limuru and Loreto.
Yeah. There's Limuru, which is not too far from Loreto. So I went to Limuru first. And the school is very... What's the name for this word? It has an ambience. It's like very aesthetically pleasing, you know? And
please, I know you are good in composition. Can you please paint that picture for us? For those who have never seen a school close to tea plantation.
All right.
Because when I go to Kericho, when I'm going to Kisumu, when I get to Kericho, I feel like, should I spend a day? Because it's really green. I assume most of the air is fresh. And coming from Nairobi, coming from Thika going to Limuru, also the same experience. Yeah. It's really like it's refreshing. I feel like, nimefika. Go ahead.
All right. So, as I was saying. Again, as you're saying, there was like it's very lush, very green, very beautiful. Yeah. And then I think, if I'm not wrong, it's on a hill.
Yeah.
So you can see, or rather towards a hill, so you can see a lot of greenery around it. And not just the greenery, but even the outline of the school. It's not... I would later come to see chaos in the next school. So this one was very peaceful. It seemed systematic. Or it probably is, I don't know. So yeah, I think that was what drew me to it, you know. From the entry, there's just this, it's like a driveway. You're literally driving towards a school and the like. Then we go to the next school.
Which one is that?
Limuru. Limuru now.
They're just neighboring?
Yeah,
or?
They're not too far from each other. We were dropping something at Limuru Girls and then going to Loreto. So from where I was coming from, it was easier to go to Limuru Girls first and then go to Loreto.
Yeah. You had a person there? Or?
Yeah, we did. I think it was a cousin of mine.
Yeah.
There were some packages the mother had sent through my mom. So let's just drop it there.
Yeah.
So we get there, I see that, then we leave for school, and you get to Loreto and it's just chaos. Again, I think it was because it was reporting day.
Yeah.
What was the chaos about?
There was so many people. I understand that I'd come from a private school. I'd come from a very secluded area or reporting. We didn't have anything like reporting days because I had not gone to boarding school.
Yeah.
So it was just very me, myself, and the very small number of people. So now you're meeting throngs of people. You're
from
meeting
all
so
over
many
the
people.
country.
And I'm just like, what are all these people doing here?
Yeah.
What's going on? It was like a lot of chaos.
Yeah. But I thought you loved the chaos to some extent.
I do to some extent, but I don't think I'd prepared myself. I'd been prepared psychologically, or I'd prepared myself psychologically for all the people I saw, or like the whole experience. And then the reality of, oh, shoot, I'm actually going to be left here. My mom is going to go. You trust me to keep myself alive through this? Oh, wow. I don't trust me. So and it was that, I think the first few weeks were just crying days. I remember went to the dining room, to the dining hall, and there was ugali that was being served for supper that night. And the ugali wasn't, again, it's a public school. So you're really not expecting the best kind of facilities or anything. Not to say that they did not have good facilities, just you know. So I remember I was cooked for ugali and you could literally see the flour.
It's just
I did not eat that night. I did not eat that
I thought
night.
they said that's the well-prepared ugali.
Oh,
This was your first night?
this is my first night. Thank God for snacks.
Okay. So you guys had enough snacks to survive the whole
We
month?
did. We had comfort food.
Okay.
You can't be living in a cold place without being comforted. There has to be some reparations for it.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, day two, were there like godfathers, godmothers assigned to you to just show you around, like, you know, what do they call it in the working world? Work buddy. It's also in the working. But apparently, even in the job places, there is work buddy who
Someone to work
shows
with you.
When you go to conferences, there is conference buddy. Show you around.
Yeah.
So this is
So did you have?
It was actually a school mom.
School mom. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have one?
I did. She was very, very helpful. She actually really held me through, especially the first year. She did. So I remember that she actually met me on the first day. She came, she helped me carry things from wherever. Okay, just traditions after when you're in Form 2, you'd help your kids settle. So she helped me carry things, she had me settle down. My mom left. She actually was the one who unpacked my things. I was crying. So I'm seated on someone else's bed. I'm like,
oh, okay.
tengeneza hapo.
Allah. This is what demands, eh?
So she was very, very helpful. She was very, very insightful. She was very, very amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So day one in class, and now you have to. Did your teachers dictate notes, or was it written on the board?
Did they even give us notes in the first? No, I think they used to give notes to us as assignments. It's just
Okay. Go and write them.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had, especially, I don't remember. I don't think we had specifically dictated notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're making it sound like it was the 1990s or 80s. But it's just the other day.
It's just
actually.
the other day.
Yeah.
It's literally less than 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a very good memory. So, so the reason why I've asked this is because I think education is changing actually.
Yeah.
Like they're doing an overhaul. And I feel like as much as we're doing the overhaul, we should actually retain some of the things because they help so much later in life. Like dictation, when people dictate to you, you are able to comprehend very fast. As you take notes, you're able to comprehend what is going on. Because even in university, that's what happens mostly.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming where people have to do most of the things practically and there's no that session. But I don't know how CBC is like. Maybe with time we'll get to know how it is like. Is that you'll find some of those things can help you in different ways in life. But I'm not saying all together that CBC is bad or something.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, if maybe people can't write things when someone is speaking, then there might be a gap because you have to either comprehend when they're speaking and maybe take note later or deduce something out of that or you don't get it. Which means if you don't get it, then you miss out. Yeah, and so many things can happen out of that. So you go to class. There are like how many subjects? 7, 8?
No, we had 13.
13, including French and German.
We did not have German. I didn't do French.
But there was French.
Yeah, there was
French, Spanish.
There was just French as a foreign language, and music, arts, home science, agriculture.
Yeah.
Another one I forget. I cannot remember.
Yeah.
And computer.
Yeah, computer.
And business.
Yeah, those are the options.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you take computer?
Yeah, I did.
Did you code?
No, I did macros.
Setting up macros.
I set up
That's
macros.
the closest you.
That was the closest I ever got.
Eh?
Exactly.
And how did you find it?
I did not like macros, but I liked especially in Form 4, because I remember that's when we used to do projects. Yeah.
You guys were at the same school?
No.
Oh, okay.
What school are you in?
I was in my girls' altars.
Really? Interesting.
But it sounds like they offer the same faculty.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Okay.
So I think during project is actually when we got to really put like the rubber met the road then, because most of it previously had been theoretical, some bit of Word here, Excel, So now having to build your own project from scratch and thinking about how you want your views to look like, how you want your interaction, or what we now know as to be UI UX to look like.
Yeah.
And how you want for it to interact, or the kind of processing and the kind of thought process you're putting behind it. I really liked that process. I really, really did.
Yeah.
I didn't like having to use macros. There were actually people who used to use JavaScript. I know.
In high school?
Yes.
I know one of really good software engineer. Right now she moved to US. They own a small jet. Not jet per se. 5Ys.
Okay.
You are in rockets.
I have no idea.
The small planes.
Okay.
But they move a lot, like from US to Bahamas.